Now, as the world scrambles to minimize the adverse impacts climate change continues to unleash on Mother Nature, a mining company in Kenya has done remarkably well by turning one of its fallow concessions into a safe sanctuary for plants and animals. This is in sharp contrast with Ghana, where some mining firms abandon mine out pits and degraded forests after their operations, putting species in harm's way and fueling the climate crisis. In the following report, Joy News' Latif Idris tells the story of how Bamburi Cement Company beat all odds to change the face of their 300 hectares quarry site into a park, contributing to global effort to mitigate the impacts of climate change and global warming.
It was inhabitable after the quarry shut down in the 1960s. But after a successful reclamation exercise, Bamburi Hala Park is one of Mombasa's pride and also Kenya's lucrative tourism sites with positive ripple effect on the national economy. Managers of the park are in their own small way reducing emission by using alternative fuel. One of the priorities of the Sendai framework, a UN-backed intergovernmental negotiations which encourages nations to build resilient communities to strengthen disaster risk governance to manage disaster risk at the national, regional and global levels.
And in terms of animal categories, of the bigger mammals, around 8 different species, which range from the giraffe, the hippos, the buffaloes, and of the antelopes, they have different species. We have oryx, we have elands, we have waterbucks, we have bushbucks, and I also have sable antelopes.
How much of a threat does climate change and global warming pose to the park and the species that are in here and your business?
What we've been doing, we've been working on reducing emissions by having alternative fuels.
Home to some 8 different species of mammals, Hala Park welcomes 16,000 tourists annually. The tourists also come to see the reptile park, which hosts some 8 different species of reptiles. There are also different species of butterflies and a fish farm, all in the 300 hectares park.
We are able to feed these animals, able to understand their history. So in a way, it gives an opportunity to appreciate nature, to sort of mingle in a friendly way with nature.
The eco-friendly environment is impacting positively on life expectancy of the animals. A case in point is one of these tortoises, which is 160 years.
But it came a time whereby it was realized at their home, population was diminishing. So there was a need to conserve. Now, already the ones in the ship were thrown out. Lucky enough, they were washed ashore here. And then people from this side admire them. They went to rescue. And then in return, they have to be brought over to us here. So we have 12. Already the oldest one is around 160 years old.
For the many tourists, Kenyans and foreigners alike who visit the Hala Park, the Bamburi model is the way to go if the world is to ever mitigate the effect of climate change.
I think it's positive to see from the private sector them making this initiative on their own and that we can learn from it. So for them, you know, they still have their business and they're making money, but also, you know, you can make business from ecotourism. So I think that's something positive that other places can look at, that it's better instead of treating the animals poorly or killing them, that you can use it as a tourism to also make money.
It has become a safe sanctuary for troubled species, like this hippo that was rescued in a mobile circus all the way in Germany. It has also become a safe haven for endangered animals facing life-threatening conditions in their original environment. In Ghana, however, a good number of miners fail to reclaim the forest after their mining operations, not to think of transforming abandoned sites into parks. Many mining companies leave gaping pits uncovered, a case of one system consciously working to restore and mitigate its environment against disasters, and one that leaves the environment vulnerable and prone to disaster. So these animals and species, like every other living organism on Earth, may be threatened by the spate of global warming and climate change. But managers of Hala Park say they are confident these animals and many other species in here will thrive and survive because of the mitigation efforts and steps that have been put here to ensure their survival. Latif Idris, Dawn News, Hala Park, Mombasa County, Kenya.
And that right there represents hope.